So when it comes to winning new business, it all starts with finding a new opportunity. So I head over to Market IQ and I start to analyze all of the available job opportunities or leads that are out there for me to start searching through. So because I've got a surplus of Java developers, I'm just going to start a search. And in this case, it's going to uncover Java developer as a suggested profession. And then I've already got it defaulted to the country I'm in. Might be the States, might be the UK, etc. So what that's now doing is filtering down the entire list based on all of the activity for Java developers in the country I've searched for. So what we can see is we've got 555 jobs we've uncovered. We can see the posting duration on average, and we can also see some salary data. As we continue to roll down, we'll start to see from a geographical perspective where these jobs are located. Then if we keep going, we'll also see the salary expectations or the salary distribution, just to get some kind of idea as to what type of salary expectations there should be. As I continue to go, it'll be top professions, and then we've got this filter by profession, so we only see one. We also see the lead sources of where these jobs are coming from. We also see top professional skills, top technical skills, and we also see top soft skills. This is vitally important, especially if you're still ramping up as a recruitment consultant in this type of market, to be able to really understand and uncover what the expectations are out there for hiring managers and clients in terms of what sort of skills they're looking for to help you level up your conversation and make sure you're screening candidates in the right way. We're also seeing things like language expectations, and then we can finally get down to some of the hot stuff. So this is where we start to see direct employers. So these are people that are out there advertising these jobs, and then also agencies as well. And then lastly, we'll also see education levels. Now, if I go all the way back to the top, seeing that there's agency data in here and I don't want to see it, I'm just going to filter down advertisers by direct employers only. I don't need to see my competition's job ads at this stage. I'd rather get straight to the hiring manager. So that's going to reset that list slightly. And then as we work our way down, we will see top employers, and then I'm going to work my way down this list. And in this case, Barclays is a previous client of ours. I know I've done business there in the past, so I'm going to just check out and see who they're currently hiring. So we've got a list of all the different jobs that are open at the moment for them. Now, if I work my way through, this one's looking enticing because, as I say, I've got a surplus of Java developers. And now I can very quickly scan my way through this job. Yep. That's something I think I should start to work as an opportunity. I'm just going to hit import to Bullhorn, and then within a few seconds, that lead's going to be in Bullhorn. There it is, and we're good to go. So I'm going to open up that lead and start to work my way through this workflow. So what am I thinking here? I've now got the job lead into the system. It's being tracked as a lead, which is great from a visibility perspective. I've pulled in that job advert so I can start to work my way through and see what's going on there. So what am I thinking is my next action? Well, I'm going to want to pitch my services back to Sandra. Maybe I've not spoken to her in a while. Maybe it's very recent, and maybe this is an easy one. But if this is a harder one and I've not spoken to Sandra in a while, then I'm going to want to probably send an outreach. I'm probably going to want to spec a CV at the same time, so speculatively attach an anonymized CV, an example profile as to what the kind of services I can offer Sandra. So what am I thinking? I've got upcoming finishers. I can probably pitch one of those. I've got a tear sheet and a hot list full of candidates that could be ideal for this. But I may also want to search the database and just see if there's other people in the database that may be the perfect fit for this role. So that's where recommended candidates comes in. So if I go over to my cards, I turn on recommended candidates, and what this will do is this will now auto build, and utilizing new Bullhorn AI, it will auto build a new search and recommend people for me based on all the information that's in this job record so far. So as I work my way down this list, well, good news, Tara Kelly, I recognize that name. I've worked with Tara in the past. I've done quite a bit of business with Tara. I know she's currently available and she's sitting on one of my lists. So this is a low-hanging fruit for me because the system's even telling me that she's a great fit for this. Actually, from a relevancy perspective, there's like an 88% score there, so that's great. So what do I want to do? Well, I probably want to now start building the outreach to Sandra. So the first thing I'm going to do is I probably want to generate some content that I can now put into the outreach. So I'll go to pitch candidate for job, and in here I will just put in Tara's name. So that's good, and then I'm just going to generate this, and it's based on the description and on the job title. I can now just hit generate. And what that's going to do is that's now going to give me a starting point and a baseline for the outreach to go out. So in this case, dear hiring manager, I'm writing to recommend Tara Kelly for the Java developer job. So I'm going to grab this because I want to utilize this elsewhere. And I'm going to scroll down now to the contact details, and I'm just going to compose an email to Sandra. So this is where I may put some kind of subject line as a hook, exceptional Java developer available now, etc, etc. I can CC or BCC people in if I want. I can do all the standard stuff in here. And then rather than having to come to my generic templates, which are very static and very specific about nothing, instead I'm going to come into the message composer and I'm just going to paste that message in. I'm going to expand the window just so we can see this a little bit more. Maybe I want to personalize this. So I'm just going to say Dear Sandra in this case. Now, depending on the kind of relationship you've got with the outreach, you might want to anonymize the candidate information. You may not want to anonymize the candidate information. The beauty of this is this can both be done here, where I can come in and tidy this up, and it's recommended you proofread the entire outreach and tweak things as you need to go. So I could do that here, or I could also do that in the prompt studio as well. So using the prompt management tools, I can give it more specific information, like do not include the candidate name in the content that's generated. However you need to do it, I'm just going to leave it as it is for now. That's fine. Then I'm just going to come out of the full window. Next, I'm going to want to attach a file. Now, because I've worked with Tara in the past, I know I have an anonymized CV ready to go. So I'm just going to, again, just search for Tara. And I know that this profile that I've got attached to that is a formatted CV. It's got the type there. So I can go in and just pop that straight in. Then from an email perspective, I might want to make it high. I might want to get a return receipt. I might want to mark it confidential. I can do things like set actions here, so this will also log notes for me, etc. I don't need to worry about that right now. I can reference any other record as well, so maybe I do want to reference the candidate, so that means that now that action will also go against the candidate, maybe not. And then lastly, I want to log this as a CV send, but I don't necessarily need to associate it to a job record at this stage. I want this to be more of a spec CV, but again, I'm just going to include Tara. And then I can set a next action if I want. Maybe that's a task to follow up with Sandra, or to check in with Tara. Maybe it's an appointment where it's in my diary, so I know what I need to do, etc. But that's it. I've added a lead to the system. I've uncovered a candidate that's in the database. I've generated an outreach communication to the hiring manager, and I've composed that message and pieced it all together very quickly within a few minutes. And now when I'm ready to go, I can just hit send.